the church put a golden ticket inside that copy, and it's been sent out to the missionaries somewhere in the world, and no one knows exactly which one it is.
Going to the thrift shop.
This is gonna be the best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Wake up.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is going to be a great day. We're starting off with a cup of Cardin. It's actually another Ellis energy drink because we got a killer cast here in the studio. We got Kwaku L as well as Brittany the Shadow. And we're also joined via the interwebs, via Zoom, by none other than Jonah Barnes, the ward librarian. Everybody's in town again. This is great. Kwaku's here doing some scouting for a Young and Dumb event. Brittany's, well, she's strapped to my hip. And Jonah Barnes, you know, his internet still works. So we got an awesome cast this morning to talk about an awesome subject.
Hey, Jonah.
None other than, let me get the lead done. None other than the fact that the church has distributed its 200th million its 200 millionth copy of the Book of Mormon. This is pretty groundbreaking, Jonah. What do you say about this after Kwaku says the joke he was about to do? Kwaku, what joke were you about to do? I sensed it coming down the pike.
Speaking of the Book of Mormon, Jonah, I will Venmo you $1,000 right now if you put a Book of Mormon on the shelf behind you.
So the article about the church distributing the
Why can't you do it? Huh? Why can't you do it?
Last time you did do a cool grab behind you. It's like the space-time continuum was ruptured. Could you do that again or no?
Why am I on trial here? Why am I always on trial here, Kwaku?
Because if the ward radio librarian is sitting in front of a tapestry of fake books, the audience deserves to know.
Watch this.
Prove that it's real, Jonah.
Nothing in my hand. Oh, my triple combination right here.
Hey, how come the whole
$1,000
thing shook as if it was a tapestry?
$1,000.
That's
send
funny.
Send it to my Venmo. Obama Forever.
That's funny.
Obama Forever. That's my handle.
All right, so we're moving on. Back to the subject at hand. The church distributes 200 millionth copy of the Book of Mormon. This grabbed your attention, which caught my eye, Jonah. Tell us what's going on, my man.
Yeah, so the church has broken the 200 million mark of the Book of Mormon. The first edition in 1830 was just 5,000 copies. And we got to 100 million copies in 2000, which means that we have printed and distributed as many copies of the Book of Mormon just in the past 20 years as we did in the first 170 years.
Repeat that. We've distributed just as many copies in the past 20 years as we did in the first 170?
Correct.
Whoa.
Correct. That's in 20 years. I mean, that's older than Kwaku's been alive. That's twice as old as Kwaku's been alive.
That's funny.
Think about that. So we're accelerating the print and distribution of those copies of the Book of Mormon just in the past 20 years.
Jonah, by the way.
Just in the past 20 years.
Oh, that's funny. You got to put your headphones on so you can hear Jonah.
My headphones are on.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry. Maybe I don't know what's going on, but
Kwaku, I'm trying to jab at you, Kwaku. I'm trying to make fun of you.
I couldn't hear anything you've been saying at all.
Oh, yes, you could.
No,
yes, you
I'm
could.
plugged in, but
okay.
No, but it's defend himself.
I can now.
Okay, great. Well, it's because I just put the studio monitors on. So anyway, for any of you guys that question whether or not this is a morning show that we film live, there's your answer right there. So anyway, let's read this article. I'm intrigued. It says, "What is the Book of Mormon to achieve? Is it to invite people to come to Christ, be converted to him, become his disciple, and get on and stay on the covenant path?" Elder Renland says. This comes out of Church News, straight up from the church's mouth right here. This is pretty incredible. It says the church's collective study of the Book of Mormon in 2024 comes at a time when that book's distribution hits a significant milestone. Quick little bit of trivia here. The first 1830 Book of Mormon, how many copies were produced? What was the run? What was the 1830 run of the first Book of Mormon? Brittany the Shadow, go.
5.
5? No, you're close.
I meant 500.
5
million.
Yeah, we're playing snowball golf. 5,000. The very first run of the Book of Mormon was indeed 5,000 copies of the Book of Mormon, and now the church distributes its 200 millionth copy of the Book of Mormon. This is pretty incredible. And catch me up on
is it 200 millionth or 200th million?
No.
200 millionth.
No,
Yes.
it's not. It's 200th million copy.
No.
Is it Book of Mormon or Books of Mormon?
Oh boy, here we go.
Like attorneys general instead of attorney generals.
No, people
it's the attorneys general.
Is it Book of Mormons or Books of Mormon? And then they're always the guy. Actually, it's copies of the Book of. Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that was a very aggressive punch.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I just wanted to ask you guys a question. 2 things. Do you know if the church knows what the actual 200 millionth copy was? Because, like, you know how Mr. Beast, before he hits like 50 million, he's watching the subscriber count going, and you go like, boom, so-and-so is our 200 millionth subscriber, and you can actually call out their username. Like, is it like the YouTube awards where they give you that silver plaque once you get past 100,000 subscribers, and you get like the golden plaque once you get past, I don't know, 1 million subscribers or something? Is there an actual copy of its 200 millionth, or do they just know that they kind of surpassed it at some point and they're announcing it?
Yes. So actually in the article, it describes how the church has the 200 millionth copy. The church put a golden ticket inside that copy, and it's been sent out to the missionaries somewhere in the world, and no one knows exactly which one it is. So if you're a non-member listening to this podcast right now, you need to call your local missionaries and get a copy of the Book of Mormon to get, because it could be the one containing golden ticket.
Okay, that's so weird, because I literally was going to make a joke about the golden ticket because we just saw Wonka, and then I was like, nah, that'll be a dumb joke.
Does that mean,
but
like,
then Jonah said it.
Does that mean if they
Brittany,
get it,
we
they become
finish
prophet?
each other's sandwiches.
Yeah, what happens if you get the golden ticket, Jonah? Do you become the next prophet?
You actually get to own the
Church.
the church. Yes, you gotta own the church.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty funny. Well, let's continue
Can
reading.
you imagine
Yeah.
a bunch of people coming to Temple Square and being subjected to weird torture rituals, like turning into blueberries and stuff, just for the one at the end to be like, "You've done it! You're now the president of the Church of Jesus Christ." Like, what? I don't want that. Let me go.
Let me go. By the way, I just noticed that your shirt matches my tie today, bro.
Yeah. This boomer shirt we just picked up.
Well done.
Now,
Gentlemen,
is
well
that
done.
a boomer shirt, or would you just call it a retro shirt? Are you kind of like, who's the guy that did boom, doo boom, doo
I
going
have
to
no
the
clue.
thrift shop? You know, who made thrift shop? I
Oh,
forgot.
Oh,
Macklemore?
Macklemore.
Yeah,
That was not-
Macklemore.
That was
yeah.
not the beat to it at all.
Yeah, it goes right.
Kinda.
Kinda. You were feeling me, right?
I
I'm
guessed
gonna
it.
pop some tags.
Yeah, that's part right. But like that you were doing a different song,
No, it totally goes. You do it.
dude. I'm gonna play it right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna get down to the bottom of
We're
this.
gonna get to the
Because
bottom.
that was terrible.
That was my amazing scat singing. Jack Black ain't got nothing on me. We're gonna go back to your shirt really fast.
All right, here we go.
Okay, here, let's listen.
Macklemore, can we go thrift shopping?
What? Boop, beep, beep, beep.
It's actually pretty spot on.
Yeah,
no,
I'm telling you.
you were
I'm
off.
telling you.
You were off.
I was right on. So, anyway.
Like Macklemore
You're about
in
as
the morning.
accurate. You're about as right on as that bookshelf is real.
Yeah.
come on,
That's
John.
true.
You're jealous.
Well, look,
The jealousy.
I just like
you know?
I just like that we're matchsies today.
Yeah, that's
that
good.
your thrift
Yeah.
shop
This is
champion
from a
shirt.
thrift shop. I could wear this to like a thrift shop party. Do they still do those?
Thrift shop party? I don't know, but
Like
we
the
should have a
2010s,
Ward
everyone's
Radio.
like, let's have a thrift shop theme party. Like, you know.
I'm down. In fact, we're going to do, hey, remember a thrift shop? We said we should make a video where we go to Goodwill and we live stream it and the audience chooses what we buy and we wear it on the next show.
I'm afraid they're gonna start choosing weird stuff.
But
Yeah.
that's why it would be really funny, you know? So anyway, okay. The church has distributed its 200 millionth copy. Continue, Jonah Barnes.
So also, 200 millionth copy of the Book of Mormon. That means that we have doubled the number of copies of the Book of Mormon just in the past 20 years as there were ever printed. We've doubled it. This is Russell M. Nelson says this is a hastening of the work to prepare for the second coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. And not only are we printing a ton of copies of them, but we're not just like printing them like, like a politician writing a biography and printing a bunch of copies and giving them away for free so we can boost his numbers. We're translating them into new languages. So in the Discord, there's a graph of the number of languages that the Book of Mormon has been translated into.
Really? Ooh,
we had just
I gotta check this out.
Is it Pirate Book of Mormon?
Oh, shoot.
Oh, I hadn't thought that. I'm not seeing this in the Discord. I just see the article of the Church News publishing its 200 millionth copy.
Oh, I put it in the community Discord. Hey, all of you in the community Discord.
Yeah. That's funny. All
hey,
right.
guys.
Hit it. Okay.
All right. So this is a graph from another article about how many languages that the Book of Mormon has been translated into.
All right.
We've just broken 113 different translations.
That's incredible.
Different languages.
Okay, yeah.
Which reaches an accumulative 95% of the planet's population.
Wow, that is incredible.
Can read the Book of Mormon in their native tongue.
How many countries are there?
Flooding the earth.
How many countries are in the world?
Yeah. How many sovereign nations are actually recognized, Jonah? Do you have any idea?
I think it's 100. I thought it was 140 something. Sovereign.
Yeah, I thought it was
nations.
170 something. But either way, that's incredible. Look, it asymptotes there. In 1890, it was at what, like less than 20% what we're at now. In 1980, it looks like it nearly doubled from what it was in 1970. But by 1990, we have absolutely quadrupled or quintupled where we were in 1950, 1960, 1970. It basically didn't really grow too much. Didn't even double between 1900 and 1960. But then all of a sudden just spiked upwards by the 90s. That is some incredible data, my friend.
Yeah, I put that wasn't the complete graph showing it, but in the full graph there, we're approaching 120. There's 195 sovereign nations in the world as recognized by the United States State Department. 195 sovereign nations. But consider how many of those nations speak Spanish? How many of those nations speak French?
I carried around the Russian Book of Mormon that you carried around while you served your mission up in Siberia. I carried around 3 copies of the Book of Mormon. I carried around the Spanish Book of Mormon with the Reina Valera, which is the kind of like the King James version in Spanish of the Bible. And that was for most people that were Argentine born, because Castellano, which is their dialect of Iberian Spanish, is the predominant language. However, in Buenos Aires, there's a huge amount of immigrants. Strangely enough, Ukrainian and Russian immigrants. We actually had a Ukrainian-speaking Sunday school that all of the Russian and Ukrainian immigrants would go to, as well as there's a lot of executives from North American and Canadian companies that lived in Buenos Aires as well. So we would have an English-speaking Sunday school. So Spanish was the sacrament. It was the official language of sacrament meeting. But then Sunday school, instead of being divided up in like normal gender and age barriers like it is in other places, was divided up linguistically by what language you spoke. And yeah, we had some really cool members of the church whose first language was Russian, and it was easier for them to learn English than it was Spanish. So they would communicate in Spanish with the English, in the Spanish speaking branch with the English speakers. It was crazy. It was wild. Buenos Aires was a nutty place, but I loved it. And we're definitely one of those translations that happened early on. But look at that. It just absolutely spikes in the 90s and keeps growing until 2020. Yeah. That is some incredible data.
And actually, we have a message for the church, for the Church of Jesus Christ here from Word Radio. They have actually left one translation off, and not the pirate translation, but they have left off Reformed Egyptian. That is actually not included, which is a massive, embarrassing oversight.
True.
Yes.
Not on the list.
So. Yes, I'm sure the Egyptian government is begging for recompense of this international slight that has been levied against them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm super stoked about this. I think this is really awesome. All joking aside, I wish I could kind of see that 200 millionth copy. I think that's pretty rad. And if anybody has any information as to which one is the 200 millionth copy, like imagine being the missionary that's literally carrying that thing around and just thinking, who am I going to give this to? I do not want to give this to some chump. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to give this to like a legit,
maybe it's
real...
the chump that needs it.
Oh, that was
come
that
on.
was warm and fuzzy
Just
and
saying.
beautiful. Yes.
You don't think we should go preaching to those publicans and sinners? Ugh.
No, I'm fine with
Why
preaching to
would
the
we do that?
I'm fine preaching to the publicans and sinners. It's the chumps that we just don't want to treat.
That's right,
you know?
but no chumps. That's true.
What's
That's
really
not in the Bible. He didn't say chumps in the Bible.
Okay.
So
side story on chump. So
I was just thinking that about your dad.
Yeah, I was just thinking about my dad. Okay, so my dad's name is Craig Humphreys. He's a great man, and he's awesome.
Oh no,
but he was there.
C-hump.
He was there for the transition to the internet back when major corporations, and he was a very successful executive for Pricewaterhouse back when it was the big 8 firms, and it went down to like the big 6, then the big 5, the big 4. Now I think it's like the big 3 accounting firms. So anyway, he was an executive for Pricewaterhouse, and he's like, dude, I hated the first 10 years of the internet. And he said, why? He's like, because whenever you got a new job in a new place, IT would always give you your email address, and it was always your first initial and then the first 4 letters of your last name. So being Craig Humphreys, he was C Hump, which was spelled chump. So it was always chump at Price Waterhouse, chump at Deloitte and Touche, chump at, you know what I'm saying?
But
like,
what does chump mean?
Like chump is just like an old term, like, oh, this is chump change. Or if like you're a chump, it's kind of like just like an affable bozo that's also kind of just lazy and slothful.
Like a loser.
Like a loser. Like, and so
loser.
literally his email was chump at Rick. So people like wouldn't even know if it's real. And they definitely wouldn't think Craig Humphreys because it cuts off the H. So yeah, when we were I started a business with him, and when I bought our URL and we were hanging out, putting out email addresses, he's like, you can give me any email address except for chump at, you know. So it was pretty funny. So anyway, all right.
So the last little piece here for people at home.
Okay.
While you're supposed to be working at work and you're not, and you're actually binging Word Radio episodes on your headphones, you can also go see, and I don't know if we can put this link in the description, but you can just go Google this, Book of Mormon translations, and there's a map of where the 115 different translations are. And you can cruise around and see where these languages are spoken and where these people are. And it's crazy the penetration that the Book of Mormon has in the world. There's a whole website, and you can scroll through and see. I put a link in the Discord there for you, Carter, if you want to see it.
Oh, yes.
But the 113th language was Macedonian. You know, the 107th language, Slovak, Sesotho was the 115th. I don't even know what Sesotho is.
Wow, this is crazy. Well, here's the map. I'm going to pull it up so that everybody else can see it and we can react to it. Book of Mormon translation, see maps of where the 115 languages are spoken. You come to the bottom. That is so intriguing. Look, they even have indigenous languages, it looks like, from Central America. Yeah. There's Navajo, Quechua. They got Quechua in Peru.
Yeah, Sesotho, the latest one, is a language exclusively spoken by the Basotho and Lesotho people in South Africa.
Well, look at this one. They have Bicolano, Pangasinan, Pambango, and Warai. Tagalog. Okay, I've heard of Tagalog before. Swedish, Dutch, Czech, Portuguese, Norwegian, Finnish, Greek, Russian, Serbian, Slavic, Macedonian. And in Africa, oh my goodness gracious, Afrikaans and Arabic and Swahili. I've heard of that, but never Efik, Kisii, Malagasy. I've heard of Malagasy, but wow, this is absolutely incredible, my man. How'd you find this?
The gift of tongues has been restored in the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints.
Oh, all right, dude. This is crazy. Okay, this is cool. Awesome. Well, guys, let us know what languages on this map do you guys speak? I would be super intrigued to see, what missionaries actually got the Kinyarwanda. Oh, no, that one's in progress. But the Yoruba and the Twi, the stories that come out of the translation of the Book of Mormon are incredible. Like, I know in one of the African languages, they came to the brethren, they said, okay, we've got a linguistic problem here. We can't just translate Sam, my brother. There was an African language they were translating it into where there was only a word for older brother and younger brother, older sister and younger sister. There was no word for just brother. And so they had to ask the brethren and say, what word do you want us to use for Sam, my younger brother, or my older brother? And so the brethren had to pray about it and say, okay, cool. And they came back and they said, use Sam, my younger brother. So through the translation process of the Book of Mormon, the Lord forced revelation upon the brethren. And we now know that Sam was indeed a younger brother because
Whoa,
of
that's
the
wild. I've never heard
translation.
this.
You've never heard that story before?
That's crazy,
Oh gosh,
yeah.
that happened like the 70s or the 80s. That's like a 50-year-old story, bro.
Wow, that's wild. And actually, Kwaku, you can see here, I actually have several of the translations right here on my shelf. See this right here. Wait, sorry, this one right
Uh-huh.
here. That's actually
Yeah,
the
grab it.
Yoruba translation.
Yeah, pick it up.
This one is
Yeah, take it out.
Amharic.
Yeah, take it out.
This
Yeah,
one's
take it out.
Igbo. These are very precious. I don't throw these around.
Oh,
Kwaku,
really?
Okay,
Yeah.
I keep these.
Okay,
doesn't wanna get
how
his-
about this? Grab any other book on the shelf.
I'm not just going to throw them
Why don't
around
you
for
grab
you. Okay,
any other book?
I'm not a circus monkey performing
Really?
for
It's
you.
not hard to
Kwaku,
grab a
okay?
book?
It's like Zoolander, dance, monkey, dance. You know, that's funny, man. All right.
There they are, right there.
Really?
So, these, that's
you have a lot of
hilarious.
copies of it.
Yeah.
I do. No, they're all different. The covers are the same. Obviously, don't you know the
Oh.
Book of Mormon? The
And
covers.
who's the publisher?
He's an enthusiast.
Who's the publisher?
That's
The spine. It's the Church of Jesus Christ. Is the
Okay, we get it. It's a tapestry. We get it.
Can we listen to Macklemore again?
Yeah, that's going to be our
What
our
happened
hip
to him,
outro
by the
music.
way? Talk about people who disappeared.
Yeah, who knows?
Like Macklemore, G-Eazy. Remember that whole time period? They were like the guys.
Yeah, it was great.
Whatever
I'm into
happened to
The
them?
Siege right now because we're using a lot of their music. The Siege, that's my band right now. So anyway, guys, this is awesome. Thank you for hanging out with us this morning. This was an awesome Ellis energy drink. Jonah Barnes, a ward librarian, is at your service as always. Also, Kwaku L here, making sure that you're planning a party. You're gonna have to tell us a little bit about it.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be right now, but you know you can. You're gonna tease it. That one's pretty cool. And Brittany the Shadow, as always, thank you for hanging out with us and beautifying the experience. This is Ward Radio. For this and more, please check us out at wardradio.com.
This is gonna be the best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Wake up, top of the morning. The bacon is crispy, the coffee is pouring. My meditation is peeling an orange. The bank says I'm already scoring. I got a parking spot right outside. Step into my brand new ride. All we ever get is green lights and blue skies. This is gonna be the best